Common cybersecurity vulnerabilities. 1. Software vulnerabilities. These are coding errors, bugs, or weaknesses in software applications or operating systems that can be exploited by attackers to gain unauthorized access or control. Example, a web application may have a coding error that allows attackers to inject malicious code, such as SQL injection, if not addressed. This vulnerability can lead to unauthorized access to a database. 2. Hardware vulnerabilities. Weaknesses in physical components, such as microchips or sensors, can lead to security breaches if exploited by cybercriminals. Example, a hardware vulnerability can exist in a computer's microprocessor. The Spectre and Meltdown vulnerabilities in some CPUs allowed attackers to steal sensitive data from the system's memory. 3. Human vulnerabilities. Employees or users can intentionally expose vulnerabilities through poor security practices or by falling victim to social engineering attacks like phishing. Example, an employee receives a phishing email that appears to be from their company's IT department. They unknowingly click on a link and provide their login credentials, allowing the attacker access to their corporate account. 4. Outdated systems, and software that are not regularly updated with security patches are more susceptible to known vulnerabilities. Example, an organization fails to regularly update its operating systems and software. As a result, a known vulnerability in an outdated version of web server software remains unpatched and exploitable by attackers. 5. Default credentials. Failing to change default usernames and passwords on devices and software can create security gaps. Example, Internet of Things IoT devices, like home routers, often come with default usernames and passwords. If users don't change these defaults, attackers can easily access and compromise the devices. 6. Insufficient access control. Poorly managed access control can lead to unauthorized users gaining entry to sensitive systems and data. Example, a company's file-sharing platform allows all employees access to sensitive financial documents without proper access control settings. Employees from various departments can view and edit these files. 7. Inadequate network security. Weak network configurations. Open ports and unencrypted traffic can create vulnerabilities that attackers can exploit. Example, a business network has open ports and lacks a firewall. Attackers exploit these vulnerabilities by scanning the network, finding open ports, and attempting to gain unauthorized access. 8. Third-party software. Using third-party software or libraries with unpatched vulnerabilities can introduce security risks into systems. Example, a website relies on a third-party content management system CMS plugin with an unpatched vulnerability. Attackers exploit this vulnerability to deface the website or steal user data. 9. Lack of security training. Insufficient security awareness and training among employees can result in accidental security breaches. Example, an employee receives an email that appears suspicious, but isn't sure how to identify phishing attempts, lacking security training. They inadvertently download malware by clicking on a malicious link. 10. Inadequate security testing. Failure to conduct regular security testing and vulnerability assessments can leave systems vulnerable to attack. Example, a company doesn't conduct regular penetration testing on its network. Hackers discover a vulnerability in an unpatched server and exploit it to gain access to sensitive customer data.